we're going to work through some quick tips on respectful forms of address. I usually do this with all of my classes every semester. And it's something that not everybody learns, or rather it's part of what we sometimes call the hidden curriculum, meaning some people are taught this or figure it out. And if people aren't taught this and don't figure it out, they might get punished subtly. So I'm not going to punish you for the way that you address me, but there are some professors who will begin to think ill of students who don't address them well, or employers, where if that's part of the first impression, they might not consider you as up for hiring. And where possible, I'm going to make the hidden curriculum explicit. I'm going to unhide it. Right. You can learn more about the idea of hidden curriculums if you would like to Google them. So a tip on respectful address: always address a person by the highest title they have earned or been given, or by the title that is role related relative to what that person is to you. So exception or caveat: if the person has asked you to call them by a particular title or name that is, quote, less, unquote, than their highest title or role related title, then you get to use that. You don't have to go with the highest title. So, for instance, George W. Bush has been both a governor of Texas and a president. He should be addressed as president until he gives permission otherwise. If he says, "Oh, call me George" to you when you meet him, okay, call him George. You don't have to call him President Bush. Barack Obama has been a professor and a senator and a president. How should we address him? Well, all of these are respectful, but the highest form of address for him would be President Obama. Hillary Clinton has been a wife and a mother and a lawyer and Secretary of State. Should we call her Mrs. Clinton or Secretary Clinton? Well, if we call her Mrs. Clinton, we're implying that her greatest achievement is to have married Bill Clinton. And regardless of what we think of Bill Clinton, I think we could agree that that probably is not her greatest achievement. So we should call her Secretary Clinton. So you'll often see this in the news. So I am a wife and a mother and you're a professor, and I hold a PhD. I also have a particular position at this university. So what should you call me? Well, if you call me Professor Reichelt, that works pretty well. It's role related because you are my student and I am your professor. And it's earned or granted because it's my position and rank in the university. I'm an associate professor of philosophy. In the university, ranks work in a number of different ways. And if you're curious, I'd be happy to explain those at a different point. That's another part of the hidden curriculum, is that some people know how ranks work in the university and others don't. So feel free to look that up if you want to know how ranks work, or ask me. All right, Dr. Reichelt is also fine because that's my earned title. Right? I have a PhD, which, quote, entitles, unquote, me to go by doctor. If you didn't have a PhD or an MD or any such similar doctorate, and you went around insisting people called you doctor, you wouldn't be entitled to do that. Now, Mrs. Reichelt doesn't work. It's neither role related, because I'm not teaching this course or answering questions about it because I managed to get married to Mr. Reichelt, nor is it the highest form of respect. So it's not that marriage isn't respectable, it's just that women who are unmarried are no less respectable than women who are. And the highest form of the titles I have earned is not this one. I am more than my husband's wife. And note that this is true of all wives, regardless of degrees they have earned. So over here we have the definition of Mrs. from the dictionary. It is a title used before a surname or full name to address or refer to a married woman or a woman who has been married without a higher or honorific or professional title. Right? So Mrs. Sally Jones presumably doesn't have a higher honorific or professional title. So use this tip when you're meeting new people, interviewing for jobs, etc., in order to show respect for others, because the title you choose shows how you think of someone else. If someone has a higher title and you reduce them to Mr. or Mrs., that could be seen as deliberately stripping them of their honors. All right, now we're going to get to work.